Hi class, and welcome to my Lab 2.4 Part 1 video. For this lab, I'm actually going to do two videos to make things a little easier. So for this video, we're going to actually be talking about the OpenVas vulnerability scanner, its capabilities, as well as how much bandwidth it uses to run. Alright, so the OpenVas vulnerability scanner, it's actually open source, which is kind of good. You can get it for free. And I'm actually running it on my Kali system. So I was able to already do a scan to make things a little quicker and to actually illustrate the features of this software. Alrighty, so I did do a scan already, as I said. Let me just show you how to start a scan. You click on over here on Task Wizard. Here you put in the IP address of your target and start scan. Alright, so for my lab, for this lab, I actually chose to scan my Metasploitable box, just because it's going to have the most open vulnerabilities. And I have that scan right here, so let's pull it up. Okay, so now we come to the section of the scan report. In the information section, we could see the time that the scan was ran, how long it took. I just did the scan a few minutes ago, and it took 24 minutes to run. From there, we could actually move along the line and look at the results of our scan. This might take a minute to pull up. So while this is pulling up, as I was saying, this is a very useful tool for vulnerability scanning. Find out what software is running on systems, what their vulnerabilities are, what services are running, what their vulnerabilities are. So it could definitely be very useful, and being that it's open source, it's great. Another useful tool of this software is that you can actually generate reports to give to your clients that actually explain the vulnerabilities, how to repair them, so on and so forth. So it's definitely on the executive level, it's pretty high end, in business terms, but it's definitely a good start if we're looking for something to give our clients that is, pretty simple for them to understand. And this is still scanning or trying to pull up the scan results. It found 47 of 432 results. So let me make my screen a little bigger here. And here's some of the vulnerabilities that it actually found. So one of the more interesting ones, once I said this is my Metasploitable box, so I was expecting to see a lot of information. But we have the first interesting one is an OS end of life detection. We could actually click on here and it gives a little summary, the software that's running that is end of life. So that's kind of cool. A lot of other services that are running. Let's just see what we could pull up here. So we're able to, looks like we're able to log in with VNC. So that's definitely not good. We could easily take remote control of this machine with VNC. We don't want that. Closing that out. It looks like this is able to do an FTP brute force attack too. Once again, if we click on it, it gives a summary here. It was not possible to log into the FTP server using weak or known credentials. It gives the credentials that actually used to log in. And being that, this is common knowledge, it's out there on the internet, so once again, that was expected. Okay, we have some HTTP dangerous methods here. If we pull that up. So it looks like we could upload files via HTTP to the server if we wanted to. And just continuing the line, as you can see, there are definitely those, a lot of those alerts were critical. As we could see, they break the alerts down to critical or high, medium, and low. A lot of the low alerts, I think we could pretty much ignore. Those are going to be where you log messages, so on and so forth. Okay, let's just scroll back up to the top here. For hosts, of course, we know it found one host already. Ports, let's see what ports it found open. So it definitely found all these ports open. It gives a critical severity, as well as 2 medium ports. So it considers port 25 and port 23 a medium severity. All right, so SSH, they consider a medium severity. Go over to applications. Let's see where applications are running. Oh, we could see all these applications over here on the left. If we click on any of them, hopefully this won't take too long. It should be able to pull up some more information. Here we go. So what this is nice, this actually brings you to the CVE files, which you could do some more research on, find out how to exploit this vulnerability. Once it has a CVE file, it's actually a known vulnerability, so this is definitely some great information. Operating systems, we don't have anything. Here are all the CVEs that were detected, so we'll pull that up. Once again, it is a little slow to pull up information, which is, I guess we could say, might be a drawback of this software. But I guess it does have a lot of data to go through, so we'll just let this run for a minute. As this is running, I just want to show you how much bandwidth was actually used to run this test. So using IP tools again, it determined that this test actually used 13 megs of data to use, or 13 megs of data, okay? So this whole test with OpenVas used 13 megs of data, which is really not too bad considering the speed of our internet connections, or WAN connections, so on and so forth. I mean, 13 megs in these days, that's really nothing compared to what you actually get. Hopefully this file is pulled up. Yep, it has. Once again, here's all the CVEs that were pulled up. We had the NVTs, more information about them. And we could actually, as I just showed earlier, you could actually just click on these and get more information. The last thing that this is showing is TLS certificates. And I found these 2 certificates. All right. Finally, I want to show you just a little bit about the reporting here. So let's go back to reports. Let's open up this report. And here you could export the report if you want as XML. If we go back, here's what I was looking for. You can actually download the report as XML, or if you want to give it to a client, you could choose PDF. Click OK. And I already downloaded one of these reports, so I'll just show you what it looks like. It's not in documents, it will be in the download folder. And here's a PDF, quick version of the PDF report that it pulled up. When I actually did this report, I had Norton antivirus turned on, so it was actually blocking a lot of the alerts. So I reran this again without Norton, but it still shows a lot of information. Ports that are opened, and then it's going to go through all the information. All right, so I guess that's going to be about it for this lab, and I'll speak to you guys soon on the next one. Thanks a lot.